I'm ready. Let's hear the story.
I love your disco lights.
Thank you very much. Oh, let's sync the music too if you want to.
Yes. I can't hear.
But yeah, I throw a personal rave sometime here.
I went to music academy, so I was professional cellist. And
you were jealous, really? Ooh.
I was like a little child prodigy. You could play cello really well.
Oh, I'm a physics prodigy, but go ahead. Yeah. I'm a software engineer. Well, guess what the fuck happened again?
Oh, you got talents. I got talents. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Anyways, what was I saying? But now I live in total silence because I still channel from my ancestors. I just naturally don't need extra sound to distract me. But I hear, right? And my intuition is my companion in life. And the voices are my companions. So sound, like if I listen to music, I'm totally into the music.
A trend.
To me, there's no such thing as background music. Music is everything. If it's playing,
it's constantly playing.
It's in my face, right? So to hear music, I mean, I don't need it. This is clean, yeah, nice and quiet. So while you're smoking, I'll tell you a nice African story.
Yes, do that then.
In Africa, as is in Vietnam, relationships are different. True or not true?
True.
Relationships are different, right?
Yes.
I had an idea. I lived in the southern part of Africa called the Kingdom of Swaziland.
Oh, Swaziland.
It's not a country, it's a kingdom, right? I had some idea. I heard about these beautiful baskets they were making in a place called Maun, Botswana.
Sounds jazzy.
Maun, Botswana.
Maun, Botswana. Sounds very jazzy. It flows off the tongue.
I heard about these baskets. I like buying from indigenous people who are still creating crafts like in the traditional ways. I like to support them. And also I wanted to move. I was living with my parents. I wanted to move somewhere where I could meditate and be quiet and still. I heard about this place, Maui. I wanted to go there. In Africa, when you want to go somewhere, it's about who do you know, who knows who do you know, it's connections. So I decided I wanted to go, and then I told my sister, I want to go there. I need to find somebody who can be my host in Botswana. Her boyfriend was from Ghana. Her boyfriend said, I know a Ghanaian family who's living in Gaborone, which is the capital of Botswana. It's a big desert, right? The country, mostly sand, you know? But they have a swamp area called Maun. There's water there. And that's where the baskets come from. That's where the weavers. I used to weave baskets, right? So I had a connection with this. So I want to go there. I don't have any schedule. I just come back from America. I spent like 7 months. I made enough money to live for 2 years, Yeah, selling things, going to trade fairs, where I could live for 2 years. I was happy. I want to go to my own. People told me it's a very mystical place, a very magical place, right? Now in Africa, every 50 miles, there's a different culture. People are not the same. They're not watching TV. They don't laugh at the same jokes. It's a different culture, a different language. They're different, right? When you go, you have to stay still and observe and do what they do. Just not to disrupt, right? But they're always going to treat you really well because you're a visitor. Oh, what happened to that area? So my sister's boyfriend connected me with some Ghanaian family in Maruma. Now when I arrived there, tragedy. The banks were on strike. All I had was traveler's checks.
Oh.
The banks were on strike. I stayed with this family. They weren't that cool. I didn't really like them. They were like living in fear, you know. But anyways, so the banks are on strike. So this family, they said, well, anyways, what we'll do is we'll give you 100 pula. That's their money, it's pula. So you can jump the train and go up to Francistown. And from Francistown, you can go to Maui. Good idea. They gave me 100 pula. They bought me a train ticket. They gave me 100 pula, which is maybe $10, you know. But back then it was money, right? So I jump on the train, I get on the train, African trains are very slow, you know. I meet this lady, we're in the same thing. The train conductor decided he wanted sex. He wanted us to have sex, right? He's an African man.
Wow.
Oh,
I won't move until I get what I want.
This is Africa. Men demand sex, right? They take it, right?
Oh,
they don't ask your opinion, they just want. So the conductor was so fucking drunk, wanting sex, so we stayed in our little cabin, right? And we just didn't respond to him. What happened is that I missed my exit. So the train stops. We realize that we're one stop after the stop where I was supposed to get off. Stop. She's like, you gotta get off here. I get off. I go down this little ladder. She throws my luggage. I had a bag. She throws my luggage out. The train continues moving, and now I'm standing in the middle of the desert at about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no.
Before sunrise.
Thank goodness. For about 30 minutes.
So now I'm just standing there, it's just starting to get light, you know? But I'm looking around, there's nothing here, right? Lo and behold, I'm like, maybe some time goes by, a car comes, zoop. There was literally a road right in front of me, but I couldn't see it because, you know, overnight the sand tumbles and covers the road, right? So to me it just looked like sand. Well, maybe if I was from there I would know the difference, but I didn't know. This pickup truck drives by. He stops because when you see people in the desert,
yeah, you have to pick them up.
You have to pick them up. They may die out there, right? So he picked me up. I go in the back of the pickup truck. He doesn't say anything. He drives me to a town, Francistown, where I was supposed to go.
Nice.
So then he drops me off. Now it's about 7 o'clock in the morning.
Nice, thank goodness.
So he drops me off. I walk around. I find the bank. It's a small town, African town. I find the bank. I'm standing there. I'm just thinking, please let this bank open. Please let them cash my traveler's check. Please, please, please. Now there were some young boys, and they started talking to me in their language, and they were teasing me, and they were taunting me, and they were like being really mean to me, and laughing at me, right? There was 2 of them, maybe 3. At least 2, maybe 3, I'm not sure, I don't remember.
Yeah.
They're taunting me, and I was just like, I didn't know what they were saying. They weren't speaking English, right? And then walking down was a lady, and she sees what's going on. She's like, you bad boys, you know? And she was chasing them away, you bad boys. And she chased them away, right? And then she's like, and I'm there, and I'm crying. By this time, I'm crying, you know? I'm crying because these kids are, I don't know. I mean, hell, I've been dropped off in the middle of the desert, and now I'm in front of a bank waiting to see if it's going to open, and these boys are teasing me, and this lady comes driving. Turns out this lady, she's the manager of a hotel.
Oh.
She says, come, my daughter, come with me. So we walk, we go to the hotel. She says, I've got so much work to do, right? She gives me a room in the back, not like one of the proper rooms. She gives me a room like the quarters in the back of the hotel. She gives me a room. She goes, just rest. I'll just wait. I'll find somebody to help you, right?
Okay.
Now, one thing you have to know about Africa is that when somebody needs help, everything stops, right? If you need help, everything will stop, and then somebody will come and help you. And then they'll leave their job, they'll come and help you, but then they have to go back to work.
Absolutely.
So now they will call somebody else to take the next shift. That person will give you 2-3 hours, but they have to go back to work. Then somebody else, and then somebody else. They will just pass you along, right? But they won't leave you by yourself. People are always there to figure out what is it that needs to happen, right? And when they show up, they're not trying to be friends. They're like, okay, what is it you're trying to do? What is it you need, right? Okay, they're problem solvers. They're going to solve the problem and make sure, that's their duty. For those few hours, they're going to take care. So then, one lady shows up. Nice lady, She finds out, she's like, what is it you're trying to, I said, I'm trying to get to Maun. I want to buy baskets, but I only have travel shifts. Fine. She takes me to the mayor of Francistown, which is an Indian guy. He makes a transaction with me. He gives me some money for my travel shift. Now I've got money. You know what I mean? Now I've got money, right? Then she takes me, but she has to go back to work.
Yep.
So she takes me back. There's another person. No, it was the same lady. Somehow, what happened is she took me to her friend whose parents lived in Maun.
Oh.
But her friend, his name was Mary, and Mary worked in a tourist agency. So we went to the tourist agency, and Mary was on the phone, and she's saying, Mary, we have an American. She wants to go to Maun. Can she stay with your parents? And Mary's like, yeah, okay. And she's on the phone. She goes, Mary, call your parents, tell her. She goes, and what is the address? Mary's like, okay, hold on, man. I'll be with you in a minute. She writes down the address. She hands the paper over. Nice to meet you. She's on the phone. She's doing business, right?
Yeah.
Mary, call your parents. Tell her she's coming. When is she going? When is she gonna be there? Very soon. This week she's coming. Okay. Mary's on the phone. So then the lady goes back to work, but before she leaves me, she brings another guy. Tall guy, rich guy, you know what I mean? Fancy car, everything. Says, watch out for her, right? Make sure she gets to Maun. Okay, fine.
She's a protector. He's a protector for the trip.
He's just being African. You know what I mean? He's just being African. That's just how they are. So he says, so then he's like, fine. I go back to the hotel, sleep the night. He says, I'll pick you up. Picks me up, takes me for breakfast, says, okay, now it's time to go. Time to travel. He takes me to the edge of town. They have this like roadblock where the cops, they check and make sure everything. I don't know why they have that. But anyways, all the cars have to stop at this checkpoint. So we're standing there, and I'm like, he's trying to find a proper car to take us out. I'm like, what was that? He's like, no. We're waiting. The car is not good enough for an American. Because I'm American, I'm special. No, not that. This guy is too picky. Then up comes a BMW with black guys in it, right? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, oh yeah, that's the car that's gonna take you, right? So he goes up to these guys, and he starts talking to them, right? And hold on, I'm trying to remember. There's two in the front. No, I was in the back by myself. So there were two guys. He talks to them. I don't know anything. Next thing I know, I'm in the back seat of this BMW, going down the highway. These guys drove so fast. I was like, whoa! You know, I've never been in a car going so. These guys were like serious, plowing through the desert at speeds that I couldn't imagine. So I'm telling them, I'm like, oh my, you know, it's like 2
Holding
hours.
for your dear life.
No, I wasn't afraid. I was thrilled. I mean, the sand is going, foo, 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 like all the way down. I'm like, whoa! We're driving through the desert like this. And then I'm telling these guys, I don't know where you're going, but I want to go where you're going, right? Because it was such a thing. They're like, okay, we're going to Zaire. There's a T-junction.
Mm-hmm.
If you turn left, you can go to Maun.
This boom.
If you turn right, you can go to Zaire. Zaire is another country.
Yeah, country, yeah. Oh yeah, Democratic Republic of the Congo, right? The new one?
No, that's beyond Zaire.
Okay.
This is Zaire, right?
Okay, so Congo, okay. I get it.
So we get there,
Mm-hmm.
and then, so there, I'm like, oh, I want to go to Zaire with you. Because I'm just traveling, right? I want to go with you. And they're like, they look at each other. And I think something's wrong because normally if you tell Africans, I want to know where you're going, they're like, okay, let's go. Because Africans are very accommodating. That's their nature. You know? They're very hospitable. They're like, okay. But they're looking at each other. Then later on, they're like, you sure you want to go? I'm like, yeah. And then like, the guy's talking to me in the backseat. He said, okay, but check this out. We will stop before the border crossing. Then we will cross. You'll have to walk to the other side, and we'll pick you up on the other side, and then take you to Lusaka, the capital.
Oh my God.
And then I'm thinking, these guys are smugglers, right? These guys are smugglers, but they're so considerate that they don't want me to put me at risk, right? They don't want to put me at risk, cross the border with whatever they're smuggling. They say they will drop me off on one side, I have to walk across, they'll pick me up on the other side and take me. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I don't want to get caught up with a bunch of criminals, right? They look like criminals. Anyways, brand new BMW. Anyways, these guys have got something going on, right? Yeah. So I said, well, maybe I should stick to my plan. I'll go to Mama. So we got to the T-junction. They were going right. I was going left. I see some British guys there, two British guys. Fuck. British guys can be so fucking obnoxious when they go into the colonies, right? The former colonies. They can be, so, you know the type. Yeah. Anyways, they're playing frisbee and I'm there and they're treating me like shit. I'm thinking, God, please don't let me have to spend the night with these British racist fuckers. And there's a little, it's like I don't know what it was, just some sort of post or some sort of shack there, you know? But nothing was open. It was just like this little wooden structure. And these guys playing, I was like, they were like, oh, we've been here all day, waiting for somebody to pick us up, right? Fortunately, just as the sun is going down, a Range Rover shows up, right?
Oh.
And like I said, it's in the desert, so you don't just drive by people. When you see people, you have to, you don't even have to ask for a lift. They know. You're in the desert. You know what I mean? So the guys stop. We jump into the back of the Range Rover, all three crammed in the back, and we make it all the way to Mama. I'm driving towards Mama. I'm like feeling this very mystical, magical feeling, right? Africa's like that. I don't know if you've ever been to Africa. Africa's a very magical place. The air, it's like this vibration. And I'm feeling this, you know, And Maun is known for this.
Oh.
Right? That's why people go there, because it's so magical. Right?
Is it still?
It's a little village. It's a village.
Is it still? Is it a tourist destination now, or is it still?
Now it is, but back then it wasn't. It was just like, you'd have to be an African to even know.
Yes,
right?
Sapa like that in Vietnam too. It's mystical like that too, and that's a tourist destination. Okay.
Right. So anyways, we get there, and then the people that were driving us, they're like, we gotta get back to where they were going before it gets stuck. So they just literally kicked me out of the car, right? And I was like, I don't know, I had this paper with Mary's parents' address on it, and they're saying, they called over this little boy, 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that, right? They call over this little boy, they're talking their language, they're giving this paper, they're in a big rush because they want to get where they're going before it gets dark. They're like, da-da-da-da, the boy's like, oh, okay, right? And then they just, my suitcase and everything, they put it out there, and the boy's like, oh, okay, so he picks up my suitcase, and I just start following him.
Oh my.
He's walking with my suitcase, he's carrying my suitcase, and I just start following him. We get to this house, and it gets to an area where there's like not really roads, it's like little paths of sand. It's hard to describe, Lord knows how you find anything there because there's like no streets, They're like these little paths. We're going through these little paths, and we get to this place, this house, and it's dark by this time. So, in Africa when it's dark, you could be sitting right next to a structure and you don't even see it because it's completely dark, We get there, knock, knock, knock. This lady comes out, she's wearing her house dress, and she's like, oh, she's talking to the boy, and the boy's like this, and the boy's like, he's like, they're talking their language, And then the husband comes out, he's also got his robe on, he puts his robe on, and they're looking, they're like, because it's, in the African village, you go to bed when the sun goes down. You wake up when the sun comes up. That's what they do. And then he's coming out, and they're looking at me, and they're like, oh, and then the wife says, oh, we have a visitor. Oh, come in.
Is that English?
They're speaking English now. They're talking to me in English. They're talking to the boy in their language. Because the boy is telling them she's an American. Oh, we have a visitor from America. Oh, come in. Right? So I come in, I sit down, and the wife says, would you like some tea? And I was like, look at all that I've gone through the whole day.
I need some tea too, dear me.
Would you like some tea? And I'm like, and then the husband says, can't you see? She's tired. She has her suitcase. She's come to spend the night. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. She's here. She wants to sleep. He's trying to figure out, what is this?
What are you doing?
What am I doing there? And I'm like, I had to read, because in Africa, if people offer you food or a drink, you have to take it.
Yeah.
But tea will give you up, and I'm like, I want to go to sleep, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then I felt relieved. He goes, yeah, you see, woman, she wants to sleep, right? Okay, so they give me a bedroom. I'm sleeping. I'm like, okay. The next morning, she's like, oh, would you like to learn how to make a traditional breakfast? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
I want to learn how to make traditional. So I'm in the kitchen. They have this thing, this sorghum, they ferment it, whatever. I'm learning, I'm cooking all this traditional breakfast, great. And then it's like, well, what do you want to do here? I said, well, I came here to buy baskets. Oh, we know a young boy, he's like a tour guide. He's going to take you and whatever. Anyway, so they're integrating me into the neighborhood, introducing me to people. After about 4 days, maybe 5, I think it was 4, I hear the phone ringing. I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know they had a phone. I never heard the phone ringing the whole time I was there. But this is Africa. So the phones are on, and they're off, and they're on, and they're off, right? I hear the phone ringing. So the mother, she's talking in her language on the phone. Then she comes in the living room where I'm sitting. She says, Oh, you know Mary?
So the whole time.
Nobody asked me. Nobody asked me who are you? Why did you come here? How? They never asked me how long are you staying. You know, what do you want? How do you know my name? Where did you go find this? Nobody asked me nothing.
No, you know
Mary. Mary took that long to call her and say, "Oh, I'm sending in a Mary." Mary didn't know me either. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna be." I'm cooking traditional breakfast, you know? They're taking me around, they're introducing me to people.
You will love Italy.
I do love Italy. I do love Italy.
I've never been to Italy, but the problem is that I feel like there's like the Italian spirit, you know? You're stuck in the middle of like the patty of all wheat, and then essentially just, you know.
No, I do love it. I traveled with my friend who's an Italian, and she's half Italian, her father died, but she's still connected to Italy. When we went through Italy, we spent a month there with her family, and man, we ate so well. I can't tell you, we ate so well, we would just like roll over and just like, we had stomach salts, just because their family was in the business of importing fruits and vegetables. Fruit, basically their business was food.
And
they had
fucking in Italy! In Italy!
Food!
In fucking Italy!
When we left, we had like a stroller, it was like this big, it was like a cage, and we were dragging it to Greece, full of crackers and mussels and dried this and nuts and olives and all this stuff.
Give me a gym too. I'll be the Asian Balkan man, you know? Give me a gym. I mean, but yeah, Vietnam is like that too. Believe it or not. Vietnam, if you
when's the last time you were there?
But yeah, still. I've been there like last 2 years. Yeah, last year I went back for winter break from college. So yeah, Vietnam, the mountainous area is still there. We have 54 tribes. But yeah, and essentially every about 10 kilometers is a new tribe there.
New tribe, yeah. So
yeah, they have the local language, but they speak Vietnamese like universally. We all know that. So yeah, essentially imagine me just driving and essentially do another road. So and essentially there's no service up there. Of course, it's the fucking mountain. So there's that. They have service now, but they didn't have service back then. So you know, Wayfair. So yeah, I just stopped by and asked a boy by the side of the road essentially, and the point is that they as hospitable and as gracious to strangers too, and we love America too. So not like maybe they comment in American, hopeful American. I speak English now.
Yeah, I want to go there. I'm dreaming of going there. So now, I mean, the universe has connected me with you. You helped me to go there.
In bloody Cincinnati, of all places.
How did you come here to begin with?
I got 1540 SAT out of 1600, and I applied to every single IB school. I fucked up every single one of the interviews. I got rejected from every school I applied to.
You fucked up the interviews where you say things you shouldn't have said?
I was depressed. I didn't know the subject. The second round of I got to a gap year actually. I told stories about the gap year. The gap year was amazing, but yeah, I applied second round, and Miami was a safe school, and they took me in with full scholarship. Miami is in Oxford, Ohio.
Yeah, I've been there. I used to teach. Well, I did a little teaching there.
Yeah, Oxford, Ohio. So that's that. But yeah.
Racist stuff there.
I know. Well, I still got a nice experience with this. They are racist up there. Bloody hell, man. Well, the problem is that I have like a let's say high class accent, so it kind of balances something. It's already good.
Yeah, you do have a nice look. Yeah.
So yeah, so you get the idea to go like, oh my god, it's interesting, you know. Yeah.
So you're like really smart, and they went, yeah.
But yeah, Miami. I never chose to be here. I'm sorry, my name. This is the safe school. This is the only option I had, like financially.
Yeah, because you blew it with the Ivy League schools.
Yeah, I blew with the Ivy League school. So yeah, essentially, yeah, I didn't chose to be here. I mean, it's a safe school once again. So yeah, I did that choice.
You probably weren't meant to be at the Ivy League.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I got to kill myself because like I'm literally surrounded by people who are quote unquote perceived to be better than me.
You're used to what?
I would be surrounded by people who are quote unquote perceived to be better than me.
That's the Ivy League?
I'll be Ivy League, exactly. Imposter syndrome. But anyway, but yeah, don't get me wrong. The best moments of my life.
I think I'm hot shit. Nobody's better than me.
Nobody's better than me too. But anyway, like the best moments of my life happened at Mon-Ami, but also I didn't chose to be here. So it's like, I'm like,
that's one of the fortunate things about my. I was exposed to highfalutin people very early in life. I went to music academy and everything.
Love you, man.
So I never really. I mean, even now, like I used to date a guy who he became vice president, and he told me, he said it's so interesting. He said,
what country?
Kenya.
Kenya.
He said
nice.
you meet like really powerful people and you don't shift. And I was like, no, they're just a guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's just a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason why I like these is because to me they're just a guy. Mm-hmm. You know, just like you or. I mean, your accomplishments. I mean, I acknowledge that.
But I'm just a guy.
But you're still just a guy. You know what I mean?
And eventually, I will be just a guy. So,
yeah.
And I don't. If you want to walk while I have water, but the feeling is that
We can.
I feel like I'm supposed, quote unquote, supposed, and even owned that the right to be something more than just a man. The problem is that the universe doesn't owe you anything. It shows you. I know things as facts. I don't believe them. I don't feel them. I do somewhat believe them. That's why I'm saying right now. I know the fact. I don't feel it.
You don't feel it.
Feeling is just a fucking thing.
Oh, feelings are.
Yeah, feelings is a fucking thing.
Honey, I'm going to tell you right now, without a doubt, don't follow your feelings. I'm going to tell you right now, your feelings are just electrical impulses, hormones running through you, but they are not indicators. Follow your intuition.
Well, my intuition right now is I want to dance the fuck out my ass.
Let's go. You want to dance and get fucked up your ass? Well, I'm not going to fuck you.
No. I'm twerking.
Oh, you're pretty good at it. No.
Yeah. I swat for it. Come on now.
No. You're going to have to work a little bit more. I want the butt jiggling twerk. Ah, you're good.
Thank you. So
I tried to twerk, but it doesn't work. I don't know it doesn't happen back there.
Okay, alright. I'll leave you 3 months.
Okay, we're going to go dancing. So you like my African story?
I love your African story. Absolutely adore it. I mean it. I want to make it like a movie. Like a small standalone episode. Like a standalone episode of the Pendleton Farm Show. Yeah.
The what?
Of the Pendleton Farm Show. My name.
I don't know that. Pendleton. Oh, that's your name?
Yeah, Pendleton Farm.
Pendleton Farm?
Yeah, farm. P-H-A-N. Fan. Like family.
Farm?
Yeah, farm.
Well, what's your first name?
Pendleton.
Pendleton?
I bloody know.
How did you get a name like that?
I can take it myself.
You made it up yourself?
No, it's from a TV show. Pen Zero Part-Time Hero. Cancelled after 2 seasons on Disney XD.
Pendleton.
Pendleton fame. Pendleton.
Oh, this water is so good.
Thank you. It's filtered, so it's like.
Who is that guy?
An old friend. He was my best friend. I fell in love with him, and now he is in a mental hospital. So that's fun.
Is your best friend your lover?
It was a misunderstanding, but yeah, he was my best friend. I wasn't his, sadly. But
you don't have a boyfriend now?
But no, okay. Imagine me and him just sitting in the car, go to a parking lot for and then just talk for 5 hours about everything in our heart. For example, all the horrendous thing happened to us, all how our feelings, how the political activities are. For example, like this, that, every single thing that happens on us. And yeah, for so long, so there's that. I gave the comparison that he was peanut butter from BoJack Horseman. Is essentially a character that is endlessly optimistic, but truly in his heart is so insecure he hates himself so badly, and he's so broken. I, however, as compared to the character of the Miss Piggy from season 6, she's a very flamboyant character. Like literally, it's like 21st century. She's dressing like the 19th century, and then like with dresses and everything, with a parachute and everything too. I am going to walk around here and I'm going to solve the problem. And then the cousin is like, "Why do you talk like this? We're from Michigan." But yeah, essentially, yeah, a very flamboyant character who doesn't know his surroundings and is oblivious to. So yeah, my experience, fresh off the boat. What's that? A character who is essentially with no inhibition, with no understanding of how to act normal in this world, in this Western world. So yeah, that's my TV show, and you get to be a standalone episode.
Creative.
So yeah.
Do you write all these down?
Yes, I do. About 10,000 words. Actually, 100,000 words now. I have a journal. Journal entry is usually 1,000 words, and I wrote about.
All you need, honey, is a manager. Can I use your restroom before we go?
Absolutely, yes.
All you need is a manager. Wow, your
How do I
kitchen's
find
like
about
half
this?
the size of your It's quite a nice kitchen.
I know, it's a very nice kitchen for $7 Has a dishwasher too.
A lot of cupboards and everything.
Yeah.
And here, these are the figment of memory. Is that your handwriting?
Yes.
Oh, you write so well.
I am a figment of memory, merely moments frozen in time, nice and still, so you can see how far.
I'm gonna go to the restroom, but you bring my stuff.
I will bring your. Yep. Okay. Let's dance. Daddy, dad. Where's my dog? Oh, he's in that board. Anyway. Yes.
Oh.
Guys through. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a weird door. Are you alright? There's a book. There's a book on top of the toilet. It's called a book for people read it. It's a picture book. Now it's a picture book. It's a single sentence on every page. That's it. It's a picture book. It's a book for the toilet. Read it. I love it.